I can't believe it. I actually made this milestone, and it came up out of nowhere. What's up, you guys? Chet-Guthrie, the Dream Poet here, coming to you all from Dream Poet Media Studios here in my lair. Anyway, you guys, by the title of this video, you all will see what I'm talking about. This is the 1000th video that I have made on my channel. In the 10 years that I have had this channel and making content, I have done it. Not many people can say it, but I have made over 1,000 videos. It's honestly mind-boggling. Because honestly, I started back in 2015 during my college years. I was really making stuff to go with my resume to show potential employers. But so far, it has evolved into something really awesome. Almost 10,000 subscribers. Almost 10,000 of you guys have kept up with my vlogs starting all the way back in my college days. Well, granted, it was a bit different. I guess really you could say my true vlogging origin story started back in 2016, and it's been a wild ride. Anyway, guys, I figured for this special vlog, this special occasion, I would look at the top 5 most viewed videos on my channel. This is top 5 videos across the board, all the videos that you guys have absolutely loved watching throughout the years. And I might talk a little bit more about how I have changed as a person and how this channel has changed. Mind-bogglingly, is that even a word? Over 1,000 videos and almost at 10,000 subscribers. So anyway, guys, now that I have said enough, let's go to the number 5 most viewed vlog on my channel. And that was the home of Dolly Parton. The childhood home of Dolly Parton. Now, how I originally got the idea to make this vlog was actually through Jordan the Lion. Days with Jordan the Lion. He's got about a six-figure subscriber base. He's really large. And at the time of me making that vlog, he was one of my all-time favorites. He still is. He's right up there with Jacob the Carpetbagger and Adam the Woo, but really, he is the one that got me inspired to go into my own backyard and look at all of Dolly Parton's old stomping grounds in Sevierville and Pigeon Forge. And I will say, looking back on that excursion, I had just gotten my first big paycheck from YouTube. That's when my most viewed video blew up, and I made about $1,500. But some of those places that I went to see, like going up to Dolly's property, like the gated fence area, not going any further than it is. I love Dolly Parton, even though I've only met her once, but I respect her enough to only stand on the outside of the fence and just wonder. That was hard to find. And it is really, really deep in the mountains of really deep in the Great Smoky Mountains. But it was so cool to see that, and especially her statue. The other things that I saw, of course, she's got her memory box at her resort. That will be opened on her 100th birthday, and she will play her final song. That was cool to see, and especially getting to see her, like, her old stomping grounds in Sevierville, like downtown Sevierville. Like, There is a mural where the old burger joint was, where she used to eat all the time with her and her friends. That is around. I mean, all in all, it was very strenuous. I will give it that. It was a very strenuous trip, and plus, I think it was really cool to see her future gravesite and where her family are buried. And as you all know, not long ago, Dolly Parton's husband, he passed away. Depending on what you believe in faith wise, you know, keep her in her prayers and her and her family in your prayers and your thoughts. That always means a lot. But like I said, number 5. I probably should have known that it was gonna get like 90,000 views almost. But now that we're on to number 4, this is I found an abandoned boat. Everything left behind. Now, I don't know those of you who follow my channel that are also members of the Abandoned Tennessee Facebook group, but one day in 2022, actually it may have been 2023, I believe it was 2023, somebody had posted pictures of an abandoned houseboat along, I want to say it was Loudon, I believe it was the Tennessee River, but it had been abandoned, it was left there, and I just thought, you know what, wouldn't it be cool to break out the kayak and go out there? Now, how I made my decision to go out there is there is a campground slash marina that's not far from the boat. So I had to pay about $8. At the time I was broke. I had to have my sister cash at me about $8 to pay for it, and my sister still brings that up to to this day, that I still owe her, well, a total of $16. Siblings are like that, Yeah, siblings are like that. But I took my kayak out there. I was not disappointed. You had logs from the time. It was even in the it actually ferried people during the 1982 World's Fair. Like, I thought that was so fascinating. You still had a lot of furniture there, a lot of old boating equipment. It was its own time capsule, and for a long time that one kind of sat pretty quiet. Like, it didn't really do a whole lot until one day, it was about the summer of 2023, that it jumped to over 1,000 views in one day. And of course, that's how it became my 4th most viewed video, because I know a lot of you guys out there absolutely adore abandoned videos. And that's why I make Urbex videos. I try not to go to private locations where getting permission is harder and you might get in trouble. I usually go to these places that are pretty accessible to the public. It's either public property or it's the people don't really care, just as long as you're not like doing damage to the property. There are a lot of people that are out there like that. But that was my number 4th most viewed video. And that was cool. And the backstory behind it, it still follows me to this day. But on to number 3. And number 3 is the train wreck hidden in the mountains. Now this one, how I found out about it is about 5 to 6 months before I filmed a video on 2 Dinky Line locomotives that were in the mountains of between Middle and East Tennessee. And this gentleman sends me a message saying, hey, if you share with me the GPS or the coordinates of these locomotives, can you, I'll share about 5 different locations with you. I told him, just as long as you don't share the location of the trains, I'm perfectly fine with this. And of course, obviously he kept his bargain of the deal. But I had to go all the way up to Scott County, out in the middle of the woods, out in the middle of nowhere. It was an abandoned rail line, and the train wreck, or it was a derailment of about 9 coal cars. They had derailed in 2009. They cleaned up the coal, but the train cars remain out there still to this day. They have not moved. But There's probably reasons for that. The line that they are out on has been abandoned for years. So I kind of see this as probably a big reason why they don't move them. It's just because they don't use that rail line anymore. But I remember I had to park on a backcountry road. I had to cross a river to get to it. And I mean, I will say, like, you could tell the work that went into taking these things apart, dismantling them, and, and cleaning out even though coal's not technically a super bad substance, I guess if you're like in a coal mine, it's bad. But if I don't know, I'm no environmentalist. Um, but honestly, getting to it was very strenuous. But that's one of the cool things about being a vlogger and an adventurer. Like, I mean, I will say that there is a much larger YouTube channel that has seen it, and they have talked about giving me a shout out and letting me come on their channel. I haven't really heard anything from them. Got about 500,000 subs, but that's number three, and now on to number two. And now number two, again, it's one of those things that if I wasn't poor at the time or if I was low in funds and if a friend hadn't told me, it probably would have gone completely under my or not under my radar. And anyway, I would have never done it. But my second most viewed video, sitting at 330,000 views, is this the U.S. Forestry Service drained this 85-year-old lake. And if you're familiar with the area, it's the Cherokee National Forest. McCamey Lake was a man-made lake. I want to say it was the Civilian Conservation Corps that made it, or it may have been the other government organization that made it. But I thought that the last time it had been drained was over 85 years ago, but when I posted it, I started finding out from people that it had actually been about 25 years prior to that. So around like 1997, 1998. But seeing like all the water emptied out of the lake, it was a time capsule. Like you could see the tree stumps from McCamey Lake that were cut down by the Civilian Conservation Corps. You could find like all the different knickknacks through over the years that had been lost in the lake. Even me, I did this, I caught this off film, but I found a silver necklace that had been lost at where I call it the tower, but really it's another form of a dam. It was cool to see like the old iron door that's at the bottom of it that controls the McCamey Lake's water levels, and it was so cool just to see like how they lifted it maybe by about 3 or 4 inches, and that's what drained the entire lake. And throughout the years, I always heard that there was a giant turtle out there, a giant snapping turtle. Of course, I didn't see that, but all in all, it just revealed a world that had been lost to time. And plus, too, I think it was kind of cool to find a Pepsi One can from Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. It had been down there for over 20, gosh, about maybe at that time about 23 years. I did clean it. I did pull it out with me. But again, I got to hear some of my critics saying like, why didn't you just take all that trash and throw it away, Chet? Well, I should have done it, but I didn't. But it was amazing. And if there's ever another time when that lake becomes drained again, I'm going to make another video on it, hands down. It was amazing, except dealing with all the mud. Like after about 85 years of silt and dirt accumulating. If y'all watched the video, I sank all the way down to my waist in mud. And plus, I lost one of my shoes, but that's not the point. But now on to my final video, my most viewed video. The video that got my channel monetized, got me going on my career, and even probably, I want to say, maybe about 3 years later, I still get a decent check from YouTube because of this video. And that was my video was an Egyptian temple found in East Tennessee. I did not think that that video would blow up the way it did. It's crazy. And I'll give you all a backstory why I made a video on it. Is about a month prior to my video being made, there was a video circulating around TikTok talking about the rumor of an Egyptian temple being found along the I think it was the French Broad River. This is the name of the river itself, what I'm trying to say. But anyway, when they were building Norris Dam, they did a survey of the river system before they flooded it. And supposedly they found 100 by 100 foot temple foundation. However, I think even in the video at the time, I mentioned that it was probably more or less likely from the Mississippian period. But still, you had your critics going on to that video and attacking me left and right. That's actually why I don't respond to any comments on that video. Like, it makes me think about that one comment or that one quote. I think it was from one of the Spy Kids movies. It's like, is God afraid of his own creation because he sees what mankind does? That's kind of like with my video. I'm afraid of my video because of just the nastiness that it brought out. I just thought it was an interesting topic. But no, a lot of people beat me over the head with it. However, that's kind of what caused it to shoot up. Now, there are some inaccuracies that I did get, some misuse of words, I should say. A lot of people let me know that, but it was very minor and very, very minimal. But I don't know. It's crazy to think that that's what got my channel on the map. And it's interesting because not long after that video was posted, my friends Bruce and Zach went with me on a trip to New Orleans. Now, I had mainly made the trip to New Orleans because I really wanted to do something new and I really wanted to make content. But at the time, I had no clue that this video was going to go atomic. And it went atomic. Like, there was one instance where I was hanging around with Zach and Bruce. We were in Jackson Square. I pulled out my phone, and the video was already up to like 66,000 views and rising. And all I could say is, oh my God. And that's when I got monetized. And I mean, the crazy thing was, it was cool to see, like, getting like $90 or $90 to $100 a day. It was so cool and so bizarre to see that. But I know that's kind of why I don't talk about my most viewed video, just because I know there was just so much hate to it. But a lot of you guys did like it, which made me happy. But I mean, it's kind of why I like to do a lot of mysteries, just because it's a lot of weird stuff that just makes you think, is the history that we tell present day, is it true? Or is it only fabricated, or is it a story that's only told by the victor of war? Makes you think. But anyway, guys, those are my top 5 most viewed videos. And it's been a journey. I mean, it has been a lot of struggle. It's been heartbreak. It's been drama. But it's also been joyful. It's been happy. It's been exciting. It's been magical. It's just been an overwhelming story that I get to tell here on this platform. And I'm glad that you guys continue to follow me even to this day. And I'm super happy that we're almost at 10,000 subscribers. Thank you guys. Also, as of the recording of this video, which comes out, I believe, the 28th, tomorrow, I believe it'll be about the 28th, April 28th, that that this video goes live. My book, Ghosts and Mysteries of the Southern Cherokee National Forest, will be coming out on Amazon. And that's another really cool thing that I never thought I'd see myself doing. I have my second book. I've got an awesome YouTube channel. You guys love following me. I try to keep the controversy on my channel to bare minimal. I know there's a couple of videos that I'm not really happy about, like I probably should have worded my fat phobic video at Universal Islands of Adventure a little bit better. But other than that, this has been a wild ride, and it's only gonna continue going. I mean, thank you guys. Thank you all so very much. Thank you, Andy from Andy's Journeys. Thank you, Mr. Nomad Ben. Oh, excuse me. Thank you, Zach, for being my managerial and business mind on YouTube, showing me how the business end works. Thank you, Bruce, my music guy, one of my best friends, just helping me grow something that I started because I wasn't getting anywhere career-wise, and I felt lost. And I ended up buying a sailboat, moving to Florida. The initial run was the vlog 365 days in Florida. I fell shy, I think, of about 37 days, all because of, well, the unpleasantness, the Rona, as it's called. I mean, I'll tell you, that really messed with me emotionally because I was so close to it. But then I vlogged my journeys in Florida. Then I came back to Tennessee, and you guys have loved my videos ever since. And I owe it all to you guys. Thank you all so very much. And, you know, let's see what the next 1,000 videos has. Maybe we'll hit 1 million views in the future. I know as of right now, as of the recording of this video, the views on my channel haven't really been all that great, but I've been working with my friend Zach to get that fixed, and it's working. Again, you guys, thank you. But anyway, guys, thank you all so very much. Those are my top 5 most viewed videos throughout the history of Dream Poet. Anyway, see y'all in the next one. Love you guys.